everybody, and welcome back to the Duggan Daily Dish. I'm Jamie Duggan, and this is my kitchen. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. I was cooking up a storm yesterday. I have plenty of ham leftovers, but I had some ham for lunch, so I decided I don't want ham for dinner. Let's make some actual dinner on top of what we made for Easter. So I'm going to take a total different twist from what we ate yesterday, which was, of course, Easter ham and all the fixings. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to make beef taco bake. So if you like Mexican food, this is the recipe for you. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. The first time I made this, I wasn't real happy with how it turned out, so I figured I'd try it again and make it a little bit different. What's my favorite saying? Make it your own, right? So that's what we're going to do. You can follow the recipe if you'd like. I would add a little bit more to it. Last time I added corn. However, I forgot to save some corn from last night, so I'm not adding corn in this time. But you just add a couple fixins in. Add black beans, add corn, spice it up a little bit, make it your own. So let's get going. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and let's get started on the beef. Okay, so the next step you want to do is the first step you want to do, other than preheating your oven, is you're going to cook the beef on medium-high heat until it's browned. This is about a pound of ground chuck. It asks for ground beef. Use what you like. As you know from some of my other videos, if you've been watching me for a while, I use whatever's on sale. So ground chuck was on sale, that's what we want. So go ahead and brown it up, and I'll see you when that's done. Okay, now comes the fun part. So this is where you get to put in all of your fixings with whatever you want to put into your casserole dish. So the first thing you do is you put tomato soup, a whole can of tomato soup. Some people like tomato soup because they like the sweetness. Some people don't. They think it's too bland. What's my favorite saying? Make it your own. So go ahead and stir that in if you're going to use tomato soup. If you're going to use something else, we are going to add a little bit of salsa into this, and we are going to add a little bit of Rotel tomatoes into it. So I'm definitely making my own. So I encourage you to do the same. Stir that around, make sure all of your beef gets that sauce. And then next, you're going to add a cup of they say picante sauce. I was out of picante sauce, and I had just bought the salsa for last night's Easter dinner as a side while I was cooking, and we never opened it. This is one of my favorites. It's from Aldi's. It's real fresh, real light, real delicious. Not too spicy. It's just a fresh salsa, and this is a cup of that. If you're wondering which one I'm using, if you go to Aldi's in your area, it's the sweet onion salsa. So we're going to add a little bit of sweetness to this. But don't worry, we'll add some more kick into it. And I know what you're thinking when I'm going to throw in the next one. You're thinking, ooh, this is going to be gross. But this is actually really, 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 really good. Some people like creamy soup. Some people don't. If you don't like creamy soup, you may or may not like this. I encourage you to give it a try, though. You're going to add a half cup of milk to your pan. Okay, now here's where I'm going to add my fixins, which is not actually in the recipe. Heck, I added salsa, it's not in the recipe, and it's crispy picante sauce. What we're going to do, I added corn last time for consistency because there's not a lot of consistency in here. I'm unfortunately not able to add the corn like I said in the beginning of the video, but I am going to add in, to kick it up a notch, Rotel tomatoes, or as you all know, my favorite at Aldi's is the diced tomatoes and green chilies. So we're going to throw that in. That'll give a little bit of chunkiness along with the salsa. Just chunks. Sorry if you heard a beep in there before. I have Facebook running behind, and people are all over Facebook tonight, so I apologize for that. Next, what you're going to do is, I like the taco flavor, and there wasn't a lot of taco flavor at all in this, and it's supposed to be a taco bake. So I'm going to add in a whole bag full of taco seasoning mix. And for those of you worried about my sodium intake, because the taco seasoning can be very, very salty, I actually bought the less sodium, so you naysayers can, okay? Alright, now here I'm also changing it up. You're supposed to use 6 flour tortillas, 8-inch size, or 8 corn tortillas, 6-inch size, cut into 1-inch pieces. Now I've tried this with both. I don't like them. I love corn tortillas, I'm sorry, I don't like corn tortillas. I love, you know, nachos and stuff like that, and they're corn. I don't understand why I don't like tortillas, but I don't. And the flour tortillas just turned into like this mushy mess, so I would suggest not using them. If you look at the comments below, there's, I think, about 100 of them. Someone suggested using tortilla chips, and I thought, you know what? I have these left over from Easter. What not, waste not, right? So I'm going to go ahead and crumble these up a little bit, and I'm going to add these to my pan. Okay. Now, to this, you are going to add 2 cups of cheese, and we're going to save the other 2 cups for on top. Now, I will tell you, I'm a big cheese fanatic. We all know this by now. However, I think once you put the 2 cups of cheese in here, it does a really good job, and I don't think you need 2 cups for on top. So usually I only use a cup of cheese on top. So we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups of cheese in here. Or your best estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect. The rest I'm going to leave to put on top. So go ahead and stir your cheese in. Get that all incorporated. And what's good about the tortilla chips is, of course, that adds in consistency too. So you're not just eating a flat kind of meal. You got a little bit of crispiness going on, a little bit of texture. It's actually quite good. So. Alright, so you have this all mixed together. Now all we have to do is put it in our dish and we'll bake it. Okay, so now it's time to transfer this to a 2-quart shallow baking dish. So now that we have this back in here, into a 2-quart shallow dish, you are going to add the rest of your cheese on top. Sorry about that, my computer is going wonky. Okay, so you are going to cover this with aluminum foil, and then you're going to bake this for 30 minutes.